The international community is watching the deteriorating humanitarian situation in Burundi with increasing concern. Any day now, this customs post, which marks the border between Burundi and Tanzania, could be swamped by a new wave of refugees desperate to reach sanctuary in camps like this one at Benaco. In humanitarian terms, Benaco camp in the Ngara region of northern Tanzania is a success story, a powerful example of how the Red Cross is capable of facing the consequences of disaster and politics. The Tanzanian Red Cross, which runs the camp with support from the International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies, must remain vigilant. If there is a new influx from Burundi, the population of this region could swell by tens of thousands overnight. A contingency plan has been drawn up for a new camp to house more than 50,000 people. Emergency supplies are in place, and the 500 volunteers and staff in the region are on standby. Norman Kiondo of the Tanzanian Red Cross.
The Tanzanian Red Cross Society, in conjunction with the Federation and in consultation with the UNHCR, has already done certain groundwork on possible sites for new camps in case there's an emergency, in case there's an influx. And the powers that be, that's the government, know that in case there's an emergency, how they'll react, and we as operators are prepared in case we get the go-ahead from the government and from the UNHCR.
As Red Cross and Red Crescent societies from across Africa prepare for their Pan-African Conference in Kampala, Uganda this week, the need for the organization to be ready for any type of disaster will be at the top of the agenda. In a statement issued today on the eve of the meeting, the International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies reaffirmed its commitment to develop further its unique network across the continent. Abbas Goulet of the International Federation.
Well, certainly you cannot predict where and when disasters would come, but when disasters of this nature occur in each country, there is a Red Cross or a Red Crescent Society. One of our focal main points is to support the development of national societies and to enhance the capacities of the local national society, who are usually the very first line of defense to respond to such emergencies.
Benaco camp in the northwest corner of Tanzania is the country's second largest city, topped only by the capital Dar es Salaam. Most Westerners who came in initially to provide support are now gone. Africa, contrary to most Western perceptions, is running its own show. From the distribution of food to tens of thousands of people a day, to life-saving healthcare, there is much other countries could learn from the operation here. Ramla Mwidau of the Tanzanian Red Cross.
We have developed some skills that the Tanzanian Red Cross didn't have before in terms of volunteers. You know, we have 500 volunteers, and these volunteers come from different branches of the Tanzanian Red Cross. And when they come to this operation, we didn't know how to deal with the refugees. And now we know how to deal with the refugees. In the relief side, we have volunteers who know how to distribute the food to the refugees. In the logistics side, we didn't know how the coordination in terms of the refugee operation. But we now know how to deal with the logistics side as well. In the medical side as well, we have a huge reserve of volunteers who've benefited from this operation. We now have medical assistant nurses who can work in another operation as well in case there is another influx, which is going to happen in Tanzania in the future.
Staff here at the camp's coordination center meet regularly to review the contingency plans in place to cope with the possible crisis they face. Assessments are made of resources available in-store, on-site, and aid plans are checked and double-checked. Red Cross and Red Crescent societies have been in Africa for over 100 years and have provided humanitarian assistance to millions of people across the continent. When other agencies pull out of crises, the Red Cross remains in the form of the local society, a presence which makes it unique among aid agencies. As the world's largest humanitarian network, the International Federation and its member societies have developed a set of values which guide their work. As the Pan-African Conference of the Red Cross and Red Crescent begins, these values will be more important than ever here in Tanzania if catastrophe strikes.
gesagt.
Ishi gani? Shika basi na mtoto. Niko na mtoto. Niko kutoka ya kufuata.
Tayari.
Tayari.
Okay. Sawa. Okay.
Sasa nani wewe unanisikiliza huko nyuma uliyekaa sasa umwambie kwamba
barakubwira urudomo umwana yagiye akura neza urabire ukwazamo
Sasa nikatoa
hayo
Anze, mwacha apige ndio tunapiga hizi bana. Tujue namna.
Mina yeah, no, no.
Process, yeah. Otherwise, no, just you will stay with the colostrum.
Amezi ate none ku maguru
mu maso ya pili.
I mean, what is the distances to Mwanza?
300.
133 meters.
It was mistakenly what it was transported to Tanzania, but now they are.
Well, certainly you cannot predict where and when disasters would come, but one of the fundamental management of the federation is a confederation of 170 national societies worldwide today. When disasters of this nature occur in each country, there is a Red Cross or a Red Crescent society. The role of the Federation Secretariat in Geneva is to support national societies' development, mainly in terms of peace. In terms of emergencies, man-made or natural disasters like this particular case, our role is to assist the national society. Certainly, if you look at the Great Lakes regions today, we have similar operation in Zaire, we have similar operation in Burundi, we have had similar operation in Kenya, for example, with the Somali refugees. We have had same in other parts of the world, whether it's in Europe or in Asia or in Latin America or Africa. So one of our focal main points is to support the development of national societies and to enhance the capacities of the local national society, who are usually the very first line of defense to respond to such emergencies.
We know from some of the refugees who are trickling in into the country, we know that the situation is not so good. So we have made our contingency plans. We've sent people to Kibondo. This is the area where it's most likely to have a refugee influx, not Ngara, Kibondo, and Kigoma area. And we've sent some people to make an assessment there to see how quickly we can respond to this influx.
Il est possible pour nous, en moins d'une heure de temps, si je prends le cas de Yaoundé, il est possible à Yaoundé qu'on puisse avoir au moins les volontaires secouristes en moins de 30 minutes lorsqu'il y a un problème de catastrophe à Yaoundé. Mais si c'est dans l'ensemble du pays, il est possible, puisque nous avons suffisamment de ressources humaines, il est possible qu'on puisse mobiliser nos secouristes. Voilà pour les ressources humaines.